Hello and welcome. Now today I got a tech tip for y'all, and this one involves engine temperature. Now, I've seen this happen a lot. I've seen people ask questions for help, and of course you ask on forums, especially Facebook, you get all those experts coming in, and they don't always get you anywhere. So, here's usually how I see this question start off. So, I'm going to use this engine as an example because I know what's the thermostat in it. I have a 180 degree thermostat. Now, while I'm driving in traffic, at stoplights, and cruising in the city at low speeds, my temperature is at 180, same as my thermostat. When I get on the highway, it starts to get hot. And usually by hot they mean it runs like around 10, 15 degrees hotter. Now that's not necessarily too hot until you get up to like 230, 240, up there. But it is getting hotter than the thermostat's supposed to be. So there is a slight issue there. When I get off the highway and start driving through town, it actually cools off again. What's my problem? Now you usually get responses like, well, it's your thermostat, it's your water pump, it's the electric fans you installed, they're not keeping up, and your radiator. All kinds of questions like, or answers like that. And let's be honest, you also get the guy that people are, well, it's not running too hot, it's not a big deal. You're not over 230, it's not a big deal, who cares? Well, when you put a 180 degree thermostat in it, you want it to run at 180. That's why you put that in there. So, everyone points at something. Usually this always happens when someone gets a new fan shroud with electric fans, and this problem happens a lot. Now, as a lot of y'all know, fans, mechanical and electric, are designed pretty much for low speed driving. Because at lower speeds you don't always have enough air passing through the radiator in order to cool down the coolant inside the radiator enough. Especially when you're at a dead stop in traffic. So fans move air through the radiator, cool it down at low speeds. Now at high speeds, 35 mile an hour plus, you should really be getting enough air passing through the radiator just from driving down the road that you don't need fans, and it would cool down enough just from enough air pushing through. Now what happens a lot of times is someone will buy new fans and they buy a proper shroud, which is fine. Because you still need a shroud with the electric fans to help pull across the whole radiator and to help it cool while you're at low speeds. One problem is with some of these shrouds is the design. And what happens is, and I've had this happen to me, that's why my radiator looks like, or the shroud looks like this now, and it happens a lot of people when they're first getting into using electric fans and shrouds. If these are solid, unlike this one, which this one used to be a solid aluminum piece, when you start going faster, the air is not going all the way through. It's creating an air dam. It's blocking the air at high speeds, and it creates a vortex up here where you're not getting enough air through the radiator in order to cool it down properly. You get a little bit coming through the fans are, and that's why you're not overheating. That's why it's actually running about 10 degrees cooler. There's just not enough air passing through. So whenever you go to electric fans or put a new fan shroud or something, you have that issue. One easy way to test for that is to drive it down the highway again without the fan shroud on, and then watch your temperature. Well, if your temperature stays the same the whole time and doesn't rise again, obviously it's the shroud. So what I've done on this one is I actually put louvers in mine, down here and up here, to prevent that from happening. And it works. Now, I didn't open them up too big because I still want the fans to pull through the shroud like they're supposed to be. But now at highway speeds, when I get on the highway at 180, I run down the highway, it's still 180. There's no change in temperature, which is exactly what I want. So keep that in mind. You're running into the issue, think about your fan shroud. Because yes, fan shrouds are important. You do need one. And think about this. The older fan shrouds were shaped different, obviously, for mechanical fans. You had plenty of room for all that air to pass through. Never ran into that issue. And once you start going to these, well, you might have that issue. And it's a simple issue to avoid. You can buy louvered shrouds, or you can just do it yourself. Now I hope this tech tip proved helpful. As always, thanks for watching.